In the heart of Chicago, James Parker had built what he thought was the perfect life. He was a financial advisor, disciplined and goal-driven, who believed he had found his true partner in Emily Carter, a woman admired by everyone around her for her kindness, warmth, and effortless charm. Their friends often commented on how picture-perfect they looked together. But beneath that outward glow, subtle cracks were forming, ones James had failed to notice until it was almost too late. Emily was not malicious, nor was she reckless. But like many people, she sometimes masked her true emotions behind carefully chosen words. The lies she told James were not dramatic or cruel. They were small, quiet, and seemingly harmless. Yet they carried within them the seeds of betrayal. The first lie James encountered was simple: "I'm just busy with work." Emily had recently joined a marketing firm in downtown Chicago, and she often came home late. James didn't think much of it at first. He respected her career and admired her ambition. But over time, he realized the phrase, "I'm busy with work," had become her shield. She said it whenever she didn't want to explain where she was or why she hadn't answered his calls. The truth was that she was spending more time with colleagues after hours, not because of deadlines, but because she craved attention and connection James had unknowingly neglected to provide. The second lie was, "He's just a friend." When James finally noticed Emily texting one particular coworker, Michael, late at night, she brushed off his concerns. She assured him Michael was only a friend, someone she collaborated with on projects. James wanted to believe her. After all, trust was the foundation of their relationship. But something in her tone felt rehearsed, and James couldn't shake the unease. The truth was that Emily had developed an emotional attachment to Michael, one she wasn't ready to admit. Emotional connections, after all, often come before physical ones. The third lie was subtle but cutting: "I'm just tired." When James leaned in to spend time with her, whether it was a movie night or simple conversation, she often pulled away with that excuse. He thought she needed rest. He assumed she was stressed. But Emily's "tired" wasn't about her body. It was about her heart. She was emotionally withdrawing from James, creating a distance that would make it easier for her to justify looking elsewhere for intimacy and excitement. And finally, the fourth lie, perhaps the most painful, was, "You're imagining things." Whenever James brought up his concerns, Emily would dismiss them, suggesting he was overthinking or being paranoid. This lie was the most dangerous because it made James doubt his own instincts. Gaslighting, even when unintentional, erodes trust not just in a relationship but in oneself. Emily used those words to avoid accountability, but deep down she knew James's intuition wasn't wrong. These four lies, though seemingly ordinary, were signs of something bigger. They weren't just about deception. They were about disconnection. Emily hadn't set out to betray James, but the gradual emotional drift, coupled with her reluctance to communicate honestly, paved the way for temptation. James's story is not unique. Many men and women miss these lies because they appear harmless. A partner says they're busy, that someone is just a friend, that they're simply tired, or that concerns are exaggerated. But beneath those statements often lies unmet emotional needs, unspoken dissatisfaction, and a longing for something different. The lesson here isn't to become paranoid or suspicious of every word your partner says. Instead, it's to recognize patterns and pay attention to the spaces between words. Healthy relationships thrive on communication, trust, and emotional presence. When one partner begins hiding behind small lies, it's a signal that deeper conversations are needed. James eventually confronted Emily. Not in anger but in honesty. They sat down in their apartment, with the Chicago skyline glowing outside their window, and for the first time in months, they truly talked. Emily admitted she had felt unseen and unappreciated. James admitted he had been so focused on his career that he sometimes forgot the importance of daily connection. It wasn't easy, but by identifying the lies and addressing the truths behind them, they were able to rebuild their bond. For anyone listening, these four lies aren't just signs of potential infidelity. They're opportunities for awareness. Instead of waiting for betrayal to unfold, recognize them early and use them as a chance to strengthen the relationship. Because behind every lie is often a need, and behind every need is a chance to love better, listen closer, and grow together. By the end of their journey, James and Emily learned what many couples overlook. Love doesn't erode overnight. It fades quietly, hidden behind excuses and deflections, until one day it seems unrecognizable. But it can also be restored, if both partners are willing to face the uncomfortable truths behind the lies. That is the psychology most men miss. Not that women are inherently deceptive, but that sometimes they tell small lies because they're afraid of revealing their deeper loneliness. And if caught in time, those lies can lead not to betrayal, but to a stronger, more resilient love.